What's up, friends? Acquaintances, mom, dad, what's up? Basically, I'm making another video, obviously, but there was something on my heart that kind of made me do this video. So I'm gonna get straight to it, and hopefully it's good. Like, this is like one of my. I'm just gonna go out and say it because, like, you just take the wheel. Okay, Ecclesiastes. If you've read this book, you're like, uh-oh, here we go. Like, everything's meaningless. I get it. Like, and if you haven't read this book, basically that's what the whole thing is about. Like, everything's meaningless and we're all gonna die, and advancements like temporary, but it's meaningless, and like all this stuff. And it's really like, if you haven't read this chapter, or you have, like, I encourage reading it or reading it again because, like, it is really interesting. But with a new perspective, which I hope to give you that lens right now, that literally, like, not everything is like pointless, but it's meaningless, and those are different things. So we'll get to it. But I think first, in order to, like, know what a lot of this is saying, is it's important to know the context behind this book and, like, what's going on. So Solomon wrote this, and he's like, Solomon is an alpha. Like, he has everything. Like, he's the dude who has VIP concerts tickets to literally every single thing, and, like, is best friends with Beyonce, and like has mansions across the country, but he's in Italy with his wife and kids because, like, why not? Might as well. Like, he's that dude. He, like, big guy. And he's saying everything is meaningless. And I was like, are you good? Like, are you sure about that? But the more I talked to leaders and the more I got to know what this book is saying, the more I was like, heck yeah, Solomon, like, pop off, right? So basically, this book is, I'm gonna catch the point, go right to it. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's Earth. Like, here's Earth, all the eggs. He's saying don't do that because we're all gonna die and this bucket is gonna, like, go away. He's saying there's more, and that's not Earth. He's saying there's heaven, and there's, like, things after this whole thing. But he's also not saying hate your life, like, it's meaningless, you're gonna die, so, like, might as well, like, dip out early, like, take me out, coach. He's not saying that. He commands the enjoyment of life because there's nothing better than a person under the sun to eat and drink and be glad. And he says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. While we're here, we might as well live to the fullest and, like, enjoy life and love hard and wake up every day with just excitement to go out and live. But also, it's saying don't only think of that. Think of the destiny of all of us. And it says we all share a common destiny. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, but the righteousness and the wicked and the good and the bad and the clean and the unclean, and those who offer sacrifices, but also those who don't, like, we're all gonna die. I know, tough. Um, but it's important to think about that. And not to be like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna, like, don't do that. That's, like, paranoia, like, but, like, not putting your identity in who you are in the dub and, like, the A in that relationship or that boy or that girl, or, like, that's what Solomon's saying. These things that we have, these earthly things, they're great. They are. Like, but that's not it. Like, there's so much more. He says, everyone comes naked from their mother's womb, and as everyone comes, so they depart. And I know this is a weird message, and I know it's, like, kind of like, I'm gonna die. Like, that's weird. But it's important to know, because when me and you are dead, I hate thinking about that, but, like, in our casket is not going to be our state ring, and it's not going to be your best paper ever, and it's not going to be, like, little things of, like, relationships, of, like, all these amazing things you did. That's not it. Yeah, heavy message, but I think it's important to know, because there's, put your identity in what's going to last. And that's your soul, and that's your being, and that's who you are, and that's who you were created to be, which can be built by these earthly things and are built by these earthly things. Like, they're built by that sports team, and they're built by that school, and you're built by your surroundings. But your surroundings aren't going to last. It's you, the person that was built, is going to last. So at the end of this whole thing, it's you and me, and it's Jesus, but all this is gone. So keep that in mind, and like put your value in that, and put your relationships in that, and treasure them as they are, not as gadgets and gizmos of plenty. Like, that's not it. We're so much more than that. And I know, like, at first it's kind of a dark message, but like, it is beautiful, because you're worth more than like this whole thing we're in right now, this world, this society. You're more than that, and that's beautiful. Like, that's awesome. But okay, continuing, the whole thing, recommend reading it, is meaningless, aka meaningless. Yeah, cool. But the last chapter, he ends with a commandment, and that's like one of the first commandments he has in this book. Most of it's telling, but here he says, fear God and keep his commandments, right? For that's the duty of all mankind. Okay, like, cool, I can do that, but like, that's, I think so many times here's this like petri dish of like things to do, what I need to do, how to live my life, and there's all these specks, and fear God is one of them. But above this dish should be a platform of fear God and keep his commandments, not being absorbed in that petri dish of life. That's above everything else. And like, yes, keep that petri dish, live in that, because that's like what people kind of know you as and how you develop yourself. But make sure that thing, that platform, that thing above that dish is like stable, because in the end, that's what's going to matter, and that's what's going to bring us apart from here. So I hope that came across well. But yeah, I love you guys. Deuces.